Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have any audio for this? Maybe we might. Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's time for the noon edition of Welcome to My World. This is the 17th of August, and it is a Wednesday. It's Crude Oil Inventory Day. So how's everybody doing today? Kind of looks to me like the index traders have had a pretty darn nice morning. They've all took them a little while to get with it, and then they bounced around, stopped for about an hour and kind of bounced around a little bit, but they've all, I think NQ is a little stronger than the rest of them today, and NQ's been pretty nice to trade. It's a little slow, but right at the open, the inventory picked up. It hasn't been the inventory, the volume picked up, and it hasn't been quite as much volume as I would like to see. We had a zone of interest on that NQ contract between about 47.83 and 47.84 half, and it sure liked to fiddle around in there. Didn't do too much, but boy, when it did leave, at least it's gone down from that now to the half deviation. So we'll see what happens going into the close today. Keep in mind at 2 o'clock they will release the FOMAC minutes, and that might get these indices moving a little bit more. With crude oil this morning, this inventory, the inventory was well below the forecast, and you might think, a normal person would think, well, gee, if the inventory is going down, that means the supply is down, so the price would go up. And that doesn't necessarily hold, because it's kind of a bigger global view of that there seems to be still a lot of crude oil to be absorbed into the marketplace. One thing that is very encouraging to some of the speculators in oil, and certainly the ones who are buying contracts with full intent to take delivery on, the rig count has been coming up the last several weeks, and it is coming up significantly, both the U.S. and Canada, but especially the U.S., because starting, last November, December, it really started dropping off, and of course the price dropped off. But where we are today is we've got 1 foot in one contract and one in the next with crude oil. The September contract still has 5 days to expiration, and of course it'll stop trading on Friday completely. But we've got about 390,000 contracts in September to about 270 in October, so it's in the process of transferring over. When you see this, we had a little earthquake here, and it's still okay. Well, I think it stopped. That was exciting. Well, anyway, what we had here is some of these contracts are being, when we've got one contract going into the next month, we've got all kinds of the buyers and sellers and the big boys. They are selling out of September and buying into October. So they can, but they don't do it all at once. They just kind of, a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. It's still kind of moving. Well, it'll stop here in a minute. Yeah. Jamil, I think I'm in a pretty safe place. That's funny. Thank you. You don't have X-ray vision to see through here, but the building codes where I live are they are what I would call extreme. Everything here is built. The interior walls of everything included are concrete brick, steel reinforced, poured solid concrete, and it's pretty sturdy. There is a problem if you decide you want an electrical outlet moved somewhere. It's a little difficult to get that done on an interior wall. But anyway, so we've had the excitement for the day. But typically in the afternoon, we are likely to see some buying into the October contract. I guess that's what I'm trying to tell you. So there's a better than average possibility that it will start to go up a little bit this afternoon and tomorrow morning as traders start to divest themselves of the September contract. So the other interesting thing that I noticed today is the VIX is coming up a little bit. It cleared 13.5. It's trading 13.68 right now. So that is a sign that there might be a little more downside, or at least this could be the beginning of a lot of downside in these indices. So just be patient, trade what the indicators tell you. This FOMAC thing is one of these members of the Brain Trust is going to start to speak. Let's see, Mr. Bullard is going to start to speak at 1 o'clock. They're trying to make a case that the economy is just doing so well and unemployment is at 4%, and oh my goodness, we have to do something to stop the economy from growing. These people remind me of they remind me of a little girl I grew up with when we were little, and we were going to get to go somewhere or do something really exciting, and our parents told us that we were going to go next Saturday. Her immediate thing was, oh good, that's tomorrow. If you don't count tomorrow and you don't count the next day and you don't count the day after that, then we're going to go tomorrow. And that's kind of what this FOMAC thing is all about, seems to me. If you don't count this and you don't count that and you don't count something else and you don't count everything that's been used to come up with some of these economic numbers, then it looks just fine. Not too sure about that. But there is going to be a meeting in September. They will decide if they're going to raise these interest rates. They've been sitting on the fence. They did in December, if you recall. And if you recall what happened immediately thereafter, they don't want to do that again. They don't want to take the responsibility for it. The stock market went down, 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 down in January. As a result of that, bonds skyrocketed in price. So they're not too inclined to, rock the boat here too much. But who knows? I mean, that's why I call them the brain trust. They're brilliant, or at least they think they are, and try to convince us of that. Oh well, that's why this is my view. Gold has been very choppy this morning. I did not like gold, and I didn't like bonds too much. And the one thing I did want to point out to you about trading crude oil right now is when you see this, we're getting, it's all kind of choppy around this great big, I mean, this is a big magnet right here, the big pink one. Just below settlement, doesn't seem to want to do too much, very slow, but look at this expected volume on this chart. I mean, this is like, where did all the volume go? There's not enough gas in the bus to get the bus driver too excited about going anywhere. So they just kind of hang around here and bounce around. But if you go to the 6-tick chart, this would have given you some really nice scalping moves, if nothing else. But these zones, from one zone to the next zone, I mean, like this one, this was about 11:20. I don't generally like to trade crude oil at that time of day, but from about 47.40 down here to 47.05, I mean, that's 35 ticks. Even if you took it to the magnet, it's a good 25. And there have been some more just using the zones. So it is possible, but I would be very, 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 very leery of using this 6-tick chart on most inventory days, because in a fast market, that thing is absolutely useless completely. Days like this, it can really help you out. So I think that's about it. Let's see, tomorrow morning, I know we've got some things coming. Yeah, Philly Fed and unemployment. Yeah, their claimed unemployment will be tomorrow morning. And then that's at 8:30. At 10 is the CB leading index. And then nat gas. For those of you who trade the Nadex, nat gas inventory is tomorrow at 10:30. So double check the news tab on the Apex website, and it'll give you some guidelines for trading that news event. So bonds seem very disinclined to break this 171 level, and we'll see what happens at 2 o'clock. So stay alert to that. And I know Tony already put something in here, but usually he'll